Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Software Engineer K here, and today we've got some big news. So firstly, we have the announcement of the final two Spider-Man drops. So we've got an ultra rare and a secret rare. We also have a couple of bits of information regarding the drop. Specifically, this is going to be a timed release, so I'm going to explain exactly what that is in a second. We also have some additional updates regards to an AMA tomorrow as well, so you can definitely ensure that we're going to be hammering Dan and Alex with the questions on that. And lastly, what I did also want to touch on was the price of Omi for today. So, without further ado, we'll just go straight into it. Now, tomorrow we do have an AMA with Dan Crovers, the COO, and Alex Gonzalez. He's the guy who's kind of come on board for the marketing side of Ecomi. So we've done a few AMAs with them already on Discord. I think this is going to be on Twitter Spaces. I haven't used Twitter Spaces myself, so it'll be new for me. But I think it's definitely going to be a really good one to get involved with. So do join that. That's going to be at 5 p.m. PT or 8 p.m. Eastern, which I think is like 1 a.m. GMT for me, but it's on a Friday, so that's all right. Now, the Medium article did drop today for the Spider-Man drop. Now, this month is going to be Marvel month, so I believe we will get additional Marvel drops, not just what's already been kind of shown in terms of Spider-Man. I believe we're going to be getting the other Avengers as well. That's just my speculation. So I think we're going to be getting Thor, Captain America, in some iteration, the Hulk, etc. So I think that's going to be great. Now, my speculation was the Spider-Man that we'd shown, the Amazing Spider-Man, that was going to be the common, just because that's what VV always does. They take the really cool looking one and always make it a common with high mints, and that's exactly what they did here. I just was not expecting this many mints, 32,000. The only thing with more mints than this was the common DeLorean that had 50,000 mints. So I suspect this is not going to sell out at all. It's going to be available in the shop for a while, and people who are reselling on the market probably going to be reselling it below retail, because that's just what seems to happen. Now, the Hanging Out Spider-Man, again, 16,000 editions. I don't believe this is going to sell out, especially for a list price of 50, because we have to remember that a lot of the users on the app, I feel like personally, there aren't as many collectors on the app as there could be. Right now, there's just a lot of kind of speculative NFT flippers. That's just how I feel from what I've seen of the market. But I believe that if with the right type of marketing, they will get a lot more collectors. It's just a kind of progressive thing. It's not going to happen overnight. They can't just release one announcement and then expect all the Marvel fans to jump on. It just doesn't work like that. Now the rare is 100 gems, but with 9,000 editions. I think that's a bit too much. I suspect that this is not going to sell out. What I suspect will happen is that is one that's going to kind of be left on the market. But that's fine. I prefer picking up things on the market anyway. After the drop has happened. Now, the one that I believe is going to be kind of highly contested is this one here, the ultra rare. Now, this is animated, which is pretty cool. So we'll see a bit of the animation in a second on that. And we do have a secret rare. Now, the secret rare is VFX and SFX, so it's got sound, it's got kind of visual effects, etc. And I'm not sure exactly how the secret rare is going to be available, because back a while ago they said that secret rares you won't be able to obtain in the standard kind of usual drop way. There's going to be something involved, so that you can get the secret rare. But we currently do not know exactly what it is involved to obtain it, so we'll just have to wait and see. Now, this is really, really interesting. So secondary market fees. Now, there's going to be a difference to this. Now, normally they take 2.5% to burn, but there will be an additional 6% taken by Marvel as revenue. So every time you list and resell it, 6% of your sale goes to Marvel. And that's quite a lot. You're losing nearly 10% on fees. So what I suspect is going to happen is a lot of people are going to be incentivized to trade these off app. VV encourages against doing that because of scammers and whatnot. But people, I believe, if they want to do it, they'll do it, because 10% is a lot. 8.5% technically. So yeah, that's what I suspect is going to happen. Is the amount of people trading off app will probably increase because of this, and as a result, I believe the number of scams will also increase, and VV's support is just going to get flooded. So yeah, that's just my speculation of what's going to be happening. But secondary market maintenance, yeah, we already know this. They're going to be adding some additional changes. I'm not sure what, but probably some kind of optimization to the kind of smoothness of the market is my guess and speculation. Now, let's just go to this. So firstly, I'll just show you guys this, and you guys kind of see exactly what we have coming. Okay, that's pretty awesome. Now, you guys kind of see the FX, VFX, and SFX effects on the secret rare. So the ultra rare and the secret rare are animated. That's amazing. But specifically, what I want to touch on is David U's caption here. So he says, "This is it. With great power comes great responsibility." Okay, so that's what Uncle Ben said to Peter Parker. 7th of August 2021, 8 a.m. PST, same standard time. But he says, please don't miss out on this amazing first appearance. This release will have a time expired. So this is going to be the first, I suspect what this means is the first time limited release. And what that means is back a while ago, I can't remember which AMA it was, but David Yu was talking about, how releases in the future, they're going to be there in the shop, and after a while they're removed. So that's just to kind of combat the too many editions being on the market, because yes, they want to keep editions available for people to purchase, but at the same time they don't want them to be there forever just sitting there on the market. They do want them to be kind of scarce. So what's going to happen is, if we just go back here, so let's just take a look at common. 32,000 editions, let's say 10,000 of these sell, there's 22,000 left on the market. After a limited amount of time, those 22,000 are just going to get removed from the market, locked away somewhere, burned, whatever. They're just going to be gone, removed from circulation. So really the true number of circulating supply would be, in that case, the 10,000 that people had bought. So we won't truly know what the exact circulating supply of these will be until after they've been removed or the time has expired. So the same goes to the uncommon, which I suspect won't sell out. The rare might do. It's 9,000. It's quite a lot of editions, and the price is 100. I think that's quite steep for most people for something that has so many editions. So I suspect that won't sell out either. But I think having a time release collectible is great, just because it will kind of help add a bit of value to those who do purchase off the market as well. Now, on that point, what I did also want to touch on is the VV. VV has also been featured on this comicbook.com site. So firstly, they kind of spoke about the Marvel drop here as well. So they showed the various different versions. They broke it down as well. But what we also have coming as part of this month, which hasn't been announced by VV yet, but they appear to have gone ahead and announced it, is we will be getting Marvel comic books. And that's exactly what we had speculated before, is that they would come with in a blind box sort of format with varying different covers. We kind of spoke about this in the AMA that I did with Reese, as well as the Discord AMAs. But what surprised me is the price. The price is very, very affordable. It's like the price of a Cryptkin, $7. That makes it highly accessible to everyone. So I believe these are going to do really, really well, just because of how easy accessible they are. They're just going to be getting, bought off the shelves like that. So $7, that's like the price of a normal physical comic, which is, pretty good. So that's nice. And what we also have are the Marvel Mighties. So this is a kind of line of figures. I believe that these kind of figures, I'm not sure if they will be the kind of full size, normal looking ones. They could be like the sort of more, how should I describe, like Funko Pop-ish looking ones. Kind of like the the Cryptozoic versions of the bombshells, where they're a bit cartoonish looking. Maybe they look like those, because that style is quite common with blind boxes. So we're going to be getting kind of the Captain America series. So Captain America, Steve Rogers, Sam Wilson, Bucky Barnes, John F. Walker. For those who haven't seen Falcon and Winter Soldier or not familiar with the comics, John F. Walker is basically also known as the US agent. So he kind of replaced Captain America after he retired, and he took Super Soldier Serum himself, and then he kind of becomes a bit of a anti-hero villain sort of person, and Red Skull as well. So I think that's going to be really awesome. Those who know me, they know I'm a huge Marvel fan, so I'm just going to be getting every single one, because I've collected most stuff so far. I'm definitely collecting all of whatever's available for Marvel. Now, lastly, what I want to touch on is the price of OMI for today. So we had some interesting movement. We have literally come down to this key area of support. We've just held there. You guys can see if I just zoom in. So we have just been holding on this kind of 0.28 cent range. We had a touch on the trend line twice, and then we came down. We couldn't break and stay above. And we kind of came down to this key 2.8 cent, 0.28 cent region of support. Now, I suspect what will probably happen is after the drop, people are going to kind of be scrambling for gems and whatnot. I believe the price of OMI could potentially head back down to this 0.23 cent range, just because, typically after a drop, there is a sell-off of OMI. But, that's perfectly fine. I am anticipating that, the burn is going to be pretty ridiculous. I think hypothetically, if everything sold out at around about 0.28 cent, we should be looking at about 1.4 billion worth of OMI burned, which is quite a lot. And we're supposed to be getting the MTL this month as well. So with that will come, the ability to not just cash out, but use OMI to gems. Sorry, not OMI to gems, OMI to NFT. And if you imagine that, if we have more drops like the Marvel drop where we're burning, the revenue is going to be, over $1 million, that'll be over $1 million worth of OMI burned off the exchange. And that is a significant amount. That is not a small amount. So I'm pretty excited for that. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with that. But yeah, in the short term, these short-term price movements are perfectly fine. I just advise dollar cost averaging, not financial advice, but that's what I would do. In the long term, the price is obviously going to just smash out of here. That's just the way that OMI's been designed, and it will go mainstream. But for the short term, if anyone does kind of want to decide whether they should buy OMI or the NFTs, then I think OMI will come down a bit lower. That's not supposed to be FUD. That's just kind of how it's reacted in the past. Right after a huge drop, the price of OMI just tends to come down a bit. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I want to go through with you guys today. Thanks so much for watching. I'll keep you guys updated with anything else to find out. Do join in with the AMA tomorrow. We will also be doing another episode of Millennial OMI next week, Wednesday, on my channel. So if you've done Tapstrade's channel, Daniel Lee's channel, Wannabe channel, we're going to be having a special guest on my channel as well. So do check that out. But yeah, as always, please do like and subscribe to support the content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.